Welcome to this week's Read the Bible Story Together session. We are continuing in the Gospel of Matthew. This one, the greatest commandment, again from chapter 22, and it is verses 34 through 46. And of course, we are reading from the Spark Story Bible from Sparkhouse Publishing. And you can see Jesus there with a whole group of people. So listen to this story from Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew. The greatest commandment. The Pharisees were a group of people who had lots and lots of laws. Now, we've heard of the Pharisees before, especially in the last few weeks as we've read from Matthew. And they are not really sold on this message that Jesus is teaching. So here we go again. Altogether, they had more than 600. Ooh, and that's a lot of rules to follow. And one day, one of the Pharisees said to Jesus, "Teacher, what's the greatest law?" He didn't think Jesus could possibly pick just one out of so many. He was trying to trick Jesus. But Jesus knew the man was trying to trick him, and he looked at the man and smiled. Love God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind, Jesus said. This is the greatest of all the commandments. But there's another really important one too. Love your neighbor as yourself. If you obey these two laws, then you obey all the laws. The Pharisees' jaws dropped to the floor. They were shocked to know how smart Jesus was. They were surprised Jesus answered their question and turned their trick around on them. They didn't know what to say. Then Jesus had a question for them. What do you think about the Messiah? Whose son is he? That was an easy question for the Pharisees. They grew up learning in school that the Messiah came from the family of David. So that's what they told Jesus. Then why do all the people from the family of David praise David as the Messiah? Jesus asked. Now that was a hard question. The Pharisees didn't have an answer, and they backed away and didn't trick Jesus again. So, how would you feel? You can see their jaws falling to the ground when Jesus answered their question about the greatest commandment. So, how would you feel if you were Jesus and a big group of people tried to trick you? Think about this week as you try to live out the greatest commandment, to love God and love others.